Everybody, welcome back to another tutorial for Canva design. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about designing on templates. And so currently we are currently on the home page. This is going to show all of your recent designs and then also give you an option of the type of design you want to begin designing on. You can choose that through any of these customizable template sizes, or what you can do is select create design up here, and then it's going to give you the same thing as well, give you a list of different things that you are able to customize. And from there, you can select what you're looking for. Today, we'll just start out doing an Instagram post and work our way into the different templates that they have. So, currently right now, it shows all of the various templates that Canva actually offers that you can actually utilize. What I love about this is instead of putting in the full work for a design, you can look through here and see which one actually best fits your needs. So you can look through these different styles, and it can kind of give you an idea as well. If you really don't know what it is that you're looking for, you can look through these and see what you feel would be best for the presentation or what it is that you're trying to do. So currently, right now, you have a few different designs. These are all video type templates that I've been selecting. Some of them are not, as you can see right here. These are not. However, these are. I'm just going to open up this current one. This looks like it's a pretty good one to start out on. It looks like you can actually customize all of these different blocks. All of these are picture blocks that you can actually take the picture out and actually put a new picture into. So we're going to start with this. I think this will probably be a great way to, especially if you're doing something for the holiday and you want to send out holiday cards. Say, for instance, you're going to get pictures done. I think I did this last year where I had just sent out holiday cards for the holiday, and I had just various pictures in different blocks. This would be, just like a great idea to create a collage of pictures for a postcard or something of that nature. And so today I'm going to show you what you can do as it pertains to removing elements and adding elements. And then also we'll kind of get into the text and, just different other things as well that you're able to do that are really cool and unique when it comes to designing. And so, specifically, like I mentioned, you are able to remove this picture. So, what I can do is I can take out this picture. I'm going to delete this. I can take it out. I can add a new picture, and I'll just say flowers. What you'll want to do is either add a picture. Uh-oh. Through the element section. This element section is going to give you an array of different flowers or pictures or graphics that you can actually use to put here. You can put regular pictures there, you can put video pictures, you can put shapes, all types of different things. And you just go through the list of different flowers or graphics, photos that you want to use. And so I think what I'll do is actually use we'll try this. And so we're going to either we can do one or two things. So you can see right now that the picture is very large. It's bigger than the size that we need. So either what we can do is we can shrink it by coming to the corner and shrinking it down to fit the size that we need it to be, just like this. And we can just kind of pull it in. And what you notice is it's actually kind of um, eliminating some of the flower sizes or the sides of the flowers. So we don't see all of the flowers, but we see a few. Um, and so we can do it that way. If we do it that way, and we keep, say for instance, we keep it like this, we'll just want to move this element to the front. One thing that I want to share with you guys is that layers will be extremely important when it comes to actually navigating throughout whatever it is that you're creating. And so just remember that, say, for instance, you have a picture just as this was. The picture's in front of the element, this white block, which we would call that an element. then what you're going to want to do is just adjust the layers, right? And so we do that by right clicking on our mouse. You can go to layers here, or you can go up here to where it says layers. Let's see. They've updated a few things. We'll actually go up here. It says position. I'm sorry. And then you can go to layers, you can go to position, whichever one. I like using arrangements because it just makes more sense just to see if I wanted to come to the front, I can do that. But if you notice, the letters actually are hidden. So we're going to pull this back, pull that back. And then there you go. And so now we have this element in front of this picture design. And so we can move on to the next picture. Now, the other thing that I want to mention as well when it comes to designing, if you need a specific size, this is something that's very helpful if you are actually doing different graphics, or you're creating something that you don't have a lot of space, and you need to make sure that your sizing is right and precise. I would recommend doing something along the lines of frames, right? And so you see here where we're in currently in the element section right now. You choose a frame. And so say for instance, this is the picture that we choose. And so we're going to use this frame to actually put down here. We're going to shrink it to the size that we need by dragging the side. We're going to pull this down, and then we're going to take that picture and we're going to put it right in the frame, right? And then we're going to right click, and then we're going to push it behind, send backward. Send backward rather than send to the back is extremely important, because if you send it to the back, that means that it goes behind everything. So let me just show that to you guys again. So if I send it to back, as you can see, it says to back. That means that it's going to go behind every single thing, and we don't want that. So I would recommend that when you are putting a picture behind an element, that you start out putting it backwards first or forwards. Unless you know that you want something to be completely behind everything or completely in front of everything, I would just use forward and backwards first, just to make sure that your adjustments are correct. All right. So now that we have that, we have this picture done, we have this picture done. Say, for instance, we want to change this picture to an actual picture of us, or actually, let's use this picture. So, what I'm going to do is, if you notice in the first video, if you haven't watched that first video, I highly recommend that you go and watch the first video. It'll kind of give you an overview of Canva and just different basic shapes and elements and things of that nature. But I talked about in the first video of how you can upload pictures and videos, and they save them in their cloud or in their files for you that you can refer back to. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to add my picture. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a frame, because I want to make sure that the picture that I'm adding is precise. It is right. Right. And so I'm going to just make sure that that picture matches the sizing. Okay, so I'm going to position this. Remember, we're going to go backwards, and I'm going to go, I'm going to leave it here. We're going to adjust this picture later because it looks like it's a little bit bigger than normal. Actually, I'll just leave it like that. And then I'm going to go into uploads. This is where all of my pictures are. This is where all of my videos and things of that nature are. So I'm going to go into here, and I am going to use a picture. And actually, I don't want to use that one. I think I want to use, let's see, use my, there we go. So I've uploaded my picture into this frame. And if you notice, my head is cut off, and you can barely see my body, which is not too bad, but we kind of want it to be a little bit more centered, and we want to make sure that it actually fits within the frame correctly. So what I'm going to do, when you have situations like this, what you would want to do is double click on it, and it's going to give you the option to move it up and down. So I'm going to move this picture up and down. I'm also going to bring it in just to center it just a little bit, or expand it out, excuse me, and center it just a little bit so that my head is just right in the middle of the picture. And then I'm going to select done, and then there we go. Okay. So now I have my picture in the frame, I have this picture, I have this picture, and last we're going to do something with this picture. Now, say for instance, we want to give it a little movement. We want to do something fun and spontaneous. I'm going to go back to elements and I'm going to do a moving picture. So keep in mind that when you are creating something, your creativity has no bounds. The most important thing is just to make sure that there's some congruency, that everything flows together. But ultimately, I want you all to just consider that whatever it is that you're creating, that you do not put a limitation on yourself, right? So with that being said, we're going to select elements. We're going to select flowers again. I'm just going to type in flowers, and then we're going to go to videos this time. Now, as you can see, I have flowers, moving flowers, that we can actually use. And before I do that, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to delete this. And like I told you, I love utilizing the frame. So we're going to take this frame. Now, if you are new at designing, I recommend that you use frames just to kind of get yourself by up until you are able or comfortable enough to actually start designing without a frame. Frames are good. They just kind of keep everything in alignment, keep everything in place. So we're going to use that frame, and then we're going to go back, type in flowers again. We're going to go to videos. We want something moving. We want something that flows, right? And so I love this one and I love this option. We're going to go with this option. Actually, let's see. This is pretty too. But let's do this. I'm going to take that video and I'm going to stick it right into the frame, right? And so now we have a picture, a moving picture that we need to first put behind, send backwards, and now we have a moving frame. Now let's take a look at how this looks so far with the updates that we've done so far. And how you can do that is you're just going to go up to the top where you see the press play button. We're going to push that and it's going to show us what everything looks like. See, now we have created a completely different picture based off of a template that was given to us by Canva. And so I want you once again to recognize that there is no limitation to what you can do when it comes to creating in Canva with the templates that they provide. Now, say for instance that we like this, but we're really not sure if this is what we want to go with. One thing that I recommend that everyone does when they are creating is they create a duplicate page. So you can see that this, when you highlight this section right here, it says duplicate, right? So we're going to create a duplicate page and it gives us 2 pages. This is important because, say, for instance, you're creating something, you update this, you change this picture, you change that picture, but you're just not really sure if it's what you want to go with. It's good to do a comparison between the two. So I'm able to look at both of these and see if it's something that I really, really like on one that I didn't do on the other. And you're just kind of able to build. Every single time you get a new idea or you have a new, say for instance, you want to change the letters or you want to add a header or something of that nature, it's always good to add or create a duplicate so you don't lose the original. Okay. And so we've created our duplicate. We have our picture right here. Now, what I want to do is, I'm like, since we have some movement going on here, let's create a little movement right here. So I'm going to delete this out, add element for all of my new people. What we're going to do, instead of just creating or putting in a picture right here, we're going to add a um, frame, and we're going to just add that frame here and we're going to move it. Actually, it's the same uh, length. Let's see, but we need it to be the same width. So I'm going to position it once again to backwards. And now we're going to go back and we're going to add, let's see, some more flowers. And I'm only doing flowers because this is just simple. I want it to be kind of straight to the point for you all. And I like this little picture or video right here. So we're just going to bring that in. Now, if you notice, it's not centered. So we're going to double click. We're going to move it over and it's going to get that little bumblebee right there. And then now we have two pictures that are moving. Okay. So now let's see what we have so far. Now it's going to show us when we're looking at this, it's going to show us both of these, but that's okay. We can actually look at them both and see how we like both of them. So now you see both examples. You see what this looks like, the first one that we did, and now we see what the second one looks like. Okay. Now, this is going to be extremely important because, say, for instance, you have some pictures and videos that you want to actually add into your design. Go for it. All you have to do, let's go back. All you got to do is make sure that that picture or video is downloaded to your desktop. And then what you're going to do is go to upload files, and then it's going to take you to the space where you can find that picture and then upload it. You can upload a regular image, a video, as well as an audio. So I have several audios, I have videos in here, I have images in here that I can just pull from my own personal library to incorporate into any one of my designs. And so this is how you actually add or utilize the template designs. When I tell you that templates are your best friend, I believe I mentioned before that sometimes when I'm looking for a specific thing, I like to kind of just go through the template section to see if there's anything that sticks out that I like. If there's any type of font or picture or color, even that I actually like that I want to incorporate. And if I do, what I do is I'll add a page and I will actually go in, highlight it, and then I'm going to take this letters. I'm going to take the font, and then I'm also going to include it here, right? So it is this Montserrat, and it was bold, and there we go. So now I've just kind of pulled some stuff on here and I'm going to now add it to here. The other cool thing is, like, say for instance that you want to add some of the elements that are on here. You can do that as well. So I'm going to take these elements and I'm actually going to move this out the way. Like, say for instance, if I want to grab everything, I kind of like to highlight all of it, group it together, and then move it up. Highlight all, group together, and then move it up. So say for instance, I'm going to just put that right there, right? So now we have elements that are right here. Uh-oh. As you can see, I could have probably put it like right there. Let's move that back. I'm going to go to undo real quick. And then I'm going to highlight it. And first, let me see if these are even. Yep, they are. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Ungroup. I'm going to actually no, we're going to group it back. Sorry guys. Okay, we're going to group it back. I'm going to just move it up and I'm going to expand, center it just a little bit. And then we are going to make sure that the colors are right. So I'm going to change the color. Now, you cannot do this on everything, but you can do it on a lot of different things. It just so happens that we are able to change the colors on these icons. So sometimes you can change the color, sometimes you can't. So I'm going to change the color. So now I have that. And I'm also going to change this to my actual website. Shameless plug, elizabeththepreneur.com. If you haven't been there, I definitely recommend just going to take a look. All right, so now we have that. So I've taken something from this template, place it on this template, rather than having to look through the elements for what I was looking for. I was just able to look through the templates and take a piece of one template and put it onto the next, right? So just keep that in mind whenever you are designing. Sometimes you might have a moment where you get stuck and you're like, I don't know what else it needs. Allow for the templates to show you what your design needs. Okay. Allow for the templates to show you that you can add something from that template into your own. Uh oh. And I was moving too fast. Here it goes. You can add something from this template into your template. So now we've added this clear visor, and we're just going to move this backwards, layer, send backwards, layer, send backwards again. We're just going to keep moving it backwards, send backwards. I'm actually going to push position. It'll make it easier. There we go. So now we have a completely new design. I'm going to delete this one. We got everything we need. Now, if you noticed that it gives us the option to change the colors. Now, I believe it might just be around like the corners of the clear visor. Yeah, I think it is the corner of the clear visor. And so it gives us, yeah, it gives us the ability to change this color. I'm actually going to make it white. There we go. So now we have the option to change it. And say, for instance, I'm like, it's still a little too thick. I need to clear it out or thin it out just a little bit. So now we have, actually, I'm going to pull it back in. Some of that white can show. All right, so now we have a completely different look from this. So we went from totally different pictures to changing our pictures to uploading or updating what we currently have. I can move this up just a little bit. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay. And so now let's take a look and see what it looks like. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that I would actually keep. I may keep it, I may not keep it, like I would actually put out, but this is just as an example to show you all how you can actually utilize and change the different elements. Okay. So we have this one. We started with this one. Well, we really started with a blank template. And then we actually updated the pictures, and now it looks completely different. So, one of the things that I feel like is extremely important when it comes to creating or designing in Canva is making sure that everything is just precise and crisp and clean and aligned. Okay. And so just keep that in mind when you are actually designing, just making sure that everything is kind of congruent with one another and aligned with one another. All right. So this is just another um, lesson for you guys. Feel free to just take some time to learn and explore and practice. Practicing is going to be key. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am definitely here. And don't forget to like, share, follow this page, and then also comment below if you've learned anything. So again, thank you guys so much, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.